Alrighty. Hello there, folks. Welcome to another episode of Finding Your Voice. My name is Michael.
And I'm Roni.
And we're super excited to have you here for the next episode. I'm going to pass it off to my co host here to drive this episode.
For sure. Yeah, man. Hi, Michael.
Hi, how are you?
Oh,
Wait, Jinx.
I thought I was supposed to drive.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. How are you? Really?
I'm great. Thank you. It's been
Okay.
a crazy week.
Yeah.
I started a new remote job.
Okay.
Just kind of balancing that. I had like my second day of training today, and it's just like information overload.
Okay.
That first day is like all admin stuff where you're doing all that paperwork and all that other things.
You're like W-2s and
I haven't even gotten to that yet. It's just
No?
like figuring out like where the files go on the drive and stuff.
Oh, I see. Do they give you your own computer?
No.
No?
I have to use my own computer, which is really sad because the my keyboard is like malfunctioning right now. Like the letter I is kind of like having a seizure every
Okay.
seconds. So I'll be typing, I'm like, and it goes crazy. So I kind of need a new keyboard probably.
Yeah, I mean, like, hopefully in the future they'd allow some funds for you to, go and do that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
well, it's just seasonal right now, so
Mhm.
we'll just have to see. But I'm really excited
Yeah.
because it is something that falls in line with like what I want to do, and it's fun. So maybe you'll learn
For
more about
sure.
that later.
Do you want to tell the audience of what this new job is about? What it
Sure.
entails?
Well, depending on when they hear this, I'm basically I've been hired to be a virtual event host for a company that helps build like events for teams and corporations, creating like team building exercises through like games and stuff. Basically get to be a
Okay.
game show host on Zoom for these corporations, and it's fun because I know a thing or two about live streaming.
For
So,
sure. Have
yeah.
you ever, in your live streaming career, have you ever done those types of games?
Yeah, on my Twitch we've done games. We like to play trivia. I like to play Name That Tune
Okay.
because I'll play like music and I'll just kind of hum the songs, and then the people in the chat will like figure out what song it is. So yeah, we know a thing or two about games, and I consider myself competitive. I don't know about
Yeah.
you, but I'm pretty competitive when I
Do
play.
you think I'm competitive?
Wow, just the manner in which you just deliver that. I think you are,
Okay.
and I think it's
For as long as you've known me, do you think I'm competitive?
Oh yeah, for sure. And when we have game nights with like all of our other friends, it can get pretty heated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We
Oh,
played Tapple at your place.
Yeah,
last
no,
year.
it can get pretty violent.
Yeah. You're talking to the person that literally can hit you in 3 seconds. I remember you gave me a bruise in middle school.
It was in
and
middle
it
school.
turned
Yeah. It
yellow
turned
and green and stuff, which is my
Mhm.
favorite color, but that was not.
That was not my best moment.
And that was just
That was my like angry middle
anger
school
management issues
days.
back then.
Yeah. I definitely channeled a lot of trauma.
Well, there you go. The only bruise I have,
Mind you, I am not abusive now. I'm just like,
What is this?
I don't know what this is.
Usa. I will say I do have a bruise, but it's
not for me.
It's not from her. It's not from her. Thankfully, no, none of that. But like, I did run my like side into the carts at work.
Oh no. Oh, that sucks.
I think it's healing now. But
Yeah.
I don't want to go into too much detail, but yeah, that hurt.
Is it yellow green? Did it turn
It's
yellow
like
green?
yellowish green now with like a streak of red.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that
so
sounds nasty.
I'm like, should I report that? Like, that I got hurt on the job, but then I did it myself. So I don't know.
But is it on the job and were you on the clock?
Yeah, it was. It was like right when
Then
the shift
it's like,
started.
then yes, you should report it.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll look into that.
It's what's that? Workers' comp?
Yes. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
I wouldn't know
yes.
because I haven't worked in it for a corporation in
Oh
ages.
no,
so.
it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry. You're not gonna work for a large corporation anytime longer.
I'll say.
Oh yeah. But yeah. So how do you think that this new job will allow you to use your voice and allow you to tell stories besides playing games? Like, what are you excited for for
I'm
this
just
new job
excited
to.
to be a part of that storytelling
Hmm.
in that manner. I think it's just
Yeah.
really cool to be able to connect with people
Oh, definitely.
on a deeper level, and it's just a fun way to kind of like be to kind of let loose, and it's sort of like an icebreaker. And what I love about the company, which I won't name right now, but like
Yeah.
they really pride themselves on like gearing towards people who are introverted.
Oh,
Yes.
it's
You
me.
know a thing or two about being introverted. Yes. So we really like they really want to just like encourage those who might feel uncomfortable in that
That's
situation.
totally me, guys.
Well, then
That's
join
totally
us
me.
to feel more comfortable and to feel like they are part of something special and that like there's no pressure. It's just if you
Oh,
want to hang out and like have fun, then have fun. But like there's really no pressure. It's just really just about connecting with each other in a different way.
for sure.
Yeah.
And like, this has something to do with live streaming. You've had experience in live streaming,
Yes.
for a number of years.
Yes.
Like, would you say that your platform, your Twitch platform, allows you to do that right now? Allows you to connect with those who are introverted but love your music, love the community?
Yeah, I would say so. I think like maybe I'm just speaking for myself and not for my whole entire community, but a good
Hmm.
chunk of them are introverted. And I think that's why I get along. We all get along so well. It's like
Yeah.
because we're all kind of quiet and to ourselves,
Yeah, yeah.
which, you know a thing or two about that because it can be really daunting to be
Hmm.
in certain environments where you're pressurized. You feel the pressure to speak and to say something,
Right.
which is important to do. Like it's important to speak up, but then also you don't want to be forced into doing
Hmm.
something you're not comfortable with. And I love that I'm able to connect with my audience like that through Twitch. So,
Oh.
and I've been on Twitch since 2018, so this will be 19, 5 years, my fifth year. Yes,
Whoa.
but then live streaming in general
Yeah.
since like 2016. So whatever that math is, 7 years.
That's 7 years. That's seven
There we
years.
go.
Let's talk about your journey into Twitch. Like, what got you into, live streaming on Twitch? Like, what was the motive behind it? What's your story behind that?
So I started like doing, I guess, live streams on my phone. It was like mobile streaming back then. This is like way before like Facebook Live. I
Right,
was on an
right.
app called Periscope, which was then owned by
Oh,
Twitter at that time.
I remember
Yes,
Periscope.
so that's where I started, and I would just kind of like sit in my
Hmm.
on my bedroom floor playing Ed Sheeran songs for random people, like the three people that would tune in and be like, "Hey," and then they would leave. Like it was just like that
Oh,
exciting to me. And then when that slowly kind of went
when it
down
fizzled
because
out, because I
it fizzled
remember
out
like,
because the app itself was leaving, like it
oh,
was they were done. I kind of panicked and was like, I don't know where I'm supposed to. What am I supposed to do? Like, I
yeah.
love live streaming, and it felt like I was about to lose a good chunk of my community. But I assured them I was like, follow me wherever we go. I don't know where we're gonna go next, and came across Twitch, and I knew Twitch was like solely like
It's
gaming.
it's it's like a
It's
video game platform.
it's heavy on gaming, like
Yeah.
people who stream games and
Yeah, yeah,
gameplay.
yeah.
And I was like, "There's a music community here. This feels really weird." And then so when I joined, it felt very like I don't know if this is the right thing to do, but I knew that there was potentially an audience there.
Of course, of
And then
course.
one thing led to another, and I slowly found a community of people who welcomed me in to
Mhm.
the music community on Twitch. And then we slowly started building our own community.
For sure.
And years later, we're up to like 10.1K followers that we just hit.
Well, how many
And
followers did you have when you first started?
I'm like none.
Oh, like, no, when you started on Twitch, what was your community like?
I think there's like a threshold you have to hit of like 50 followers before you can
Oh.
become affiliated. That's
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you can
yeah, yeah,
start
yeah.
making money off of your subscriptions. So like 50.
Oh, okay.
So we've
Oh,
definitely grown
wow.
over the five, like over the
That's
years.
super impressive. 50 to
Listen,
10K
listen.
over the last, like, 5 years. That's,
Yes,
I mean, if you break it down, that's like 5K followers a year. That's kind of nice.
it is. It's been quite the journey for sure,
Yeah,
and not an easy one. I will say it takes a while to even get to that
for
threshold,
sure, for sure.
um, but yeah, I'm really grateful for that platform. I'm still on it, and I stream on there whenever I can. Obviously, with
Yeah.
my condition right now with my voice, I have to be mindful of when I do stream
I
and
see.
how and when I choose to use my voice in any capacity. Like this, for example.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a new platform for you, right?
Talking in front of a microphone?
No.
Oh.
You talk in
Oh,
front of
I
the
was like,
microphone.
what? Oh, you mean like podcasting?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I feel like it's not new because I kind of been like pretending to be like a radio DJ at home since I was like in middle school. And I think I'm bringing up the one time that I had like when we would be on the
Yeah.
phone after school and I'd be like,
Yeah.
hey, do you want to pretend to be on like my like radio show?
Is
And
it
Veronica
fluffy
was my
pillows?
was
Fluffy
my caller
pillows.
of the day. Yeah. Fluffy pillows. Yeah. Maybe we should have named the podcast that. Fluffy
Oh.
pillows.
What do you think, Solomon?
I actually like the name.
See, there you go.
It's relatively original.
See,
you know?
Solomon
That's very
agrees.
true.
Yeah,
Fluffy
Very
pillows.
true.
I think it'd be good.
That'll be
Yeah.
like the part 2 or like, like the app podcast, the post podcast or something like that. I don't know.
For sure. Whenever we
spin-off.
get our
The spin-off. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or whenever we get our Patreon up.
Yes.
There you go.
It'll be like
For
a
sure.
bonus episode or
Oh
something.
yeah. Join us for Fluffy pillows.
Our like sound bites from what was it, 2005?
I don't even know when that was. 2005, really? I feel like it's before that. I don't know. I just remember I had an old MacBook. It was like I don't.
Mm-hmm.
It was years ago for sure, and it was my first
Yeah.
time like using GarageBand, and that was my introduction to like audio production. It's I literally had no clue what I was doing, and you just kind of fuck around.
Yeah.
And you find out.
Yeah.
Really.
Oh, I mean, like those were the days. You wanted to be an actor. You are an actor.
Thank you for reminding me
Yes.
of that. Thank you.
You are an actor. I'm not gonna say you were an actor because you're still
I am an actor.
performing, you're still auditioning, you're still doing what you need to do with your voice in the capacity that it's in right now.
Yes.
Like for as long as I've known you, you've always wanted to tell other people's stories in your way,
Mm-hmm.
however way you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always known you as the actor. So like when you had transitioned into singing, when you had transitioned into like performing and doing gigs and such, it was kind of, I want to say, shocking.
Really?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
because like I've known you've always been into Broadways and musicals, and
Yeah.
we would always like riff off on the phone, like
Okay.
on our phone conversations, like the different musicals and the different songs and this and that. Like we'd bond over that. But for whatever reason, I feel like I felt like your career trajectory should have been you becoming full-time actor who
Hmm.
sings, not full-time singer who acts.
That's well, I'm. This is news to me, honestly,
Yeah.
because I've been singing since I was 4 years old, and
Mm.
I always thought that that people got the idea that I was a singer or a performer in that sense with
Yeah.
music well before I was in acting. So for you to even say that, like, I always saw you as an actor, I was like, huh? Because I didn't even see myself as an actor until what? Until high school or like even middle school ish.
Really?
Yeah.
No, our whole friend group knew you as the
This
actor.
is all lie. This whole friendship is
all
right.
of our friend group, they
What?
knew you
I'm sorry.
as the actor who can sing. So when you did the musicals, it was amazing because like we knew you were an actor. We knew you were extremely talented in that manner. But
Thank you.
in terms of like singing, all of us were normally floored away.
I'm sorry. I need
floored,
to ask. We have to ask the audience at home, like, what did you see me as? For those of y'all who know me this long, like, did you see
Mhm.
me as an actor or singer or actor? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Let me know, because I'm literally I'm like
Yeah.
I'm blown away that the fact that you said that. That's so odd because I always have seen myself as a singer. I've been
For
singing
sure.
since I was 4 years old. My mom and dad put me on
Right.
coffee tables, and I would sing. I would do anything to find the cassette tape of me
Mhm.
singing at 4 years old. My mom and dad. It's my first recording, if you will. I don't know. God knows where it is now,
Yeah.
but yeah, singing's always been like my wheelhouse. Well before acting, well before
Mhm.
being on stage and performing in plays and stuff. Like I always just wanted to tell stories through music.
For sure.
And I always knew from a young age that I was going to do something in music,
Mhm.
but I just didn't know what that would pan out to. I knew that I just liked singing. I liked emulating what I heard on the radio.
Right.
and watching the singers be on stage, and it just felt so natural to be on stage with a microphone in front of an audience. So
Would you say the same with acting as well? Like it feels natural being there,
I would say
or is it a completely different learning curve?
more that there is
Okay.
there's it. I would say, I mean, we're actors. We're
Yeah,
human
of
beings.
course.
We're acting right now. This is what we do in life. We act. Um, I would say acting it does have a learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
Does it come as natural? Now it does because
Mm-hmm.
I feel more comfortable in my own
Of
skin.
course, yeah.
Um, but but yeah, singing has always been the foundation
Mm-hmm.
of my storytelling, the foundation of me as a performer. Um, and how I interpret lyrics on a page and bring that into life on stage with music, I do the
Yeah.
same with words on a page for a play. Um, so they're very similar in that sense, but also vastly different in some ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when you had met me, was it fourth, fifth grade, and then like you had gotten your initial headshots and you signed it, you autographed it. I still have that. I still have that headshot. The 10-year-old you. I still have that headshot. I think
Is
that
it black and white?
no, it's the colored one with the orange shirt.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's rushing back to me. We'll have to superimpose the photo into the edit.
yeah.
Well, did he sign it or did he
He
autograph
signed it. He signed
Was
it.
it
He
an
gave it to
autograph
me,
or?
and he's like, this is my
I'm gonna be
headshot.
famous
I'm
one
gonna
day.
be famous one day, and then he signed it in
Oh,
front of me.
wow. Talk about a prediction.
And so I guess that's what's
Questionably famous now.
you know what? I think it's solidified in my mind from when we first met. Actor. And when but when we were forming our friend groups too,
Yes.
you also gave them headshots too. So what do you think
That's
our
true.
impressions would be
I
if
guess
you
so.
gave them?
Yeah, I guess if I was a singer, then I would have passed out CDs and stuff, but I didn't. I only burned CDs.
Or like I don't even think burning CDs were at that time when we were 10 years old. I don't think they were.
I was burning CDs at 10. Were you not?
No. I was too poor.
Okay, got it. The privilege it was to have a computer that could burn CDs. And kids, for those of you that don't know what burning CDs is basically you think of all of your songs, like your Spotify playlist or whatever title, and then you actually download them illegally or legally, and you put them onto a CD, hence burn, like it gets recorded onto CD. Then you could put it into your Walkman or whatever, your CD player. Are you crying?
I am.
I know. I'm such an actor.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
putting
Oh,
everybody.
thank
in their
you. Thank
emotions.
you.
You're welcome.
You're affecting my emotions right now.
Thank you. You got to show me. You really have the headshot.
I still have it.
Bet. Bring it next time.
Okay. I also have the one from like
and
high
I want
school
it,
too.
like, sitting right here.
I have all of your headshots.
She really
I
did
mean,
think
like
you were
not
gonna
the
be
not
famous.
the more recent ones, obviously,
Yes.
because they're digital. But
Yeah.
like the
I
ones
can give
where
you new ones. I have some in the glove.
it's okay. I keep the older ones for
Fine.
for memories. The newer ones
Yeah.
don't matter. to
Also,
me.
that's like easy blackmail for you. See the sinister laugh right there. My gosh.
I think there's a button that says evil laugh.
you
in
know-
there
Evil
somewhere.
laugh.
Yeah. I've kept a lot of things from when we were kids. They're all in like this big box. And
Okay.
yeah. I've got
Interesting.
blackmail on everyone.
So watch out.
Just
y'all.
kidding. I
Careful.
don't. But yeah, so yeah, that was my view of you, like in terms of how you used your voice
Mhm.
growing up, like what
Mhm.
I thought you would eventually become or be,
Mhm.
because we always bonded over, you know, really good films, really good musicals, and so in my head, I just automatically thought Michael the actor, never Michael the singer.
Got it.
So when you went into this trajectory of like after high school, after college, really, because you were a theater major and you did plays and musical productions, and after you started your professional career at the opera house,
Mhm.
like what it was very, like, for me at least, kind of interesting that you had started gigging as a singer solo. So
Mhm.
you would have these performances out in LA,
Mhm.
and we would all go to it, and it was very strange. It was like cool because we're like, yeah, he's gonna become a famous singer, a famous actor,
Yeah.
and we'd go and support. But at the same time, it's like, okay, you're going the singing route. All right, let's see how this pans out. So how has that been for you? Like, how has that journey been since after college and after your last job?
Yeah. I don't think I ever projected me to like becoming a singer songwriter.
Sure.
Um, just to give a little context, I picked up a guitar in like 2014 because I was like watching like the Jonas Brothers. I'm like, that looks cool. I think I could rock a guitar. It looked really cool to have a guitar and to write songs and stuff. And I was like, let me give it a shot. And
The Jonas Brothers.
the Jonas Brothers.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Don't put some respect on the Jonas Brothers. Okay, they're doing fantastic. They're amazing. I love Nick Jonas. Really is the person that like really made me want to get.
I don't even know if we're of the same
Guitar.
generation.
But anyway, so I picked up the guitar, and that literally
Yeah.
that's what led me to like doing Periscope. And if it weren't for people like literally like giving me the biggest ego boost ever through the interwebs of like saying, "Oh my God, your voice is amazing. You should write music,"
Yeah.
I probably would not be here. If people would have been like, "You sound like shit," I'd be like, "Oops." I mean, I definitely got some trolls, but like that community or those people who were accepting of what I wanted to share and
Right.
wanted to hear me sing and stuff, that like that really fueled me to do gigging and stuff, because I was like, oh cool, if I can live stream on my phone and play music for people and then people can tip me, imagine if I did that in like an actual physical space where I could really connect with an audience. And so although it may feel unnatural or like a little jarring to you to see me do that, that felt the most centered for me. Like when I'm in a room with my guitar and mic in front of an audience singing, that just feels like home for me.
Spiritually, you're like connected.
Absolutely, because music is something that just means so much to me. My mom studied voice and piano when she was growing up, so it is near and dear to my heart being able to connect with people through music, because it has the ability to bring up emotions that we don't even know that we're even in possession of.
Right.
And the fact that you can literally make a room go from like disconnect to fully like
They're in
this
sync, yeah.
just by singing a song or a lyric that just like, oh my God, what?
Mm-hmm.
That is so freaking
Right.
tantalizing. It's so visceral.
To change the energy in the room.
Yes.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. So I love gigging, and I think I will always have a place in my heart for things like that. I wanted to this year. I wanted to go on tour. I wanted to play more shows. I wanted to be on stage and sing these songs. I wanted to sing the single that I released in February of 2023. Like I wanted to do all that.
Yes.
But my body said no.
Yeah. I remember that was a big goal of yours to release that single. And like, yeah, this year has not been the kindest.
No,
whatsoever.
Not in that regard. If it felt the word that comes to mind is resistance. Like, because anytime I try to propel in that direction, I was met with not right now. Universe was like,
Where can people find the single?
Sorry.
Where can people find the single?
This is great. Shameless plug. Hi. You can listen to my latest single called Sometimes, available on all streaming platforms. You can check it out in the link in the bio of my Instagram or whatever. Just search Michael Barnum Sometimes. But yes. But it sucks. It just sucked because I had all of these intentions and this idea of like what I wanted to do. And in some ways, like when I released that single, there was like a lot of anticipation for it for myself. I was nervous as fuck to release it. And then when it's out, I got all this outpouring of support. I was like, okay, cool. Maybe I could post this on TikTok and stuff. And maybe this is the thing that's going to go viral or whatnot. Did I think that? Absolutely. Did it go viral? No. And I fell into this like spiral of like,
Mm,
oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, this
mm,
isn't working. Oh, maybe I'm not supposed to sing. Maybe I'm literally being told not to use my voice because I'm not worthy of using my voice. Maybe I'm not meant to be a singer because I don't sound great right now. Maybe I'm not supposed to be a performer because every time I step on stage, I sound like shit.
I don't think the universe is telling you that. And I think that the little voice in your head is just being very mean to you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But that single was, I want to say, one of your best, like,
Thank
in
you.
years. And the outpouring of support and love, it's true. It's 100% true. And just because it's not viral doesn't matter. You put it out there, it connects, it resonates with
Listen,
so many people.
I just want to say, like, I'm so glad that I released it. I think I
Yeah,
would have been kicking myself in the foot if I didn't.
yeah.
I knew that like releasing that song would be risky
Mm-hmm.
because let's say it went viral.
Mm-hmm.
There would be like this demand for me to perform it on
Mm-hmm.
everything and everywhere or whatever. And I just don't have the capacity to do that. So in
Right,
some ways, I'm like kind of glad that didn't pan out exactly because I simply don't have the capacity and
right.
the energy, and my body's not in the condition to be performing at that level right now.
He's got it up.
You know,
Solomon's the
Oh,
man.
don't listen to this version.
Oh my gosh, Michael.
No, that's the Tiny Desk one, and I sounded well. Anyway, listen to the
You
actual.
know what?
recording
I'm the
again.
one that recorded that one. You, what you gotta
Fine,
say?
watch it because she filmed it. No, but I mean, we could unpack this, and yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it just sucks because you feel like you're given a gift, that you're supposed to share with the
Mhm,
world, and
mhm,
then for it to kind of be like, yeah, you don't have it right now, or
mm,
it's not there in your possession right now, or you don't have the power
right.
to share it. And frankly, when you don't feel your best, you don't do your best. I'll
That's
say it again. When you
that's
don't
true.
feel your best, you don't do your best. If you're constantly in your mind thinking like I sound like shit, you hop on that stage, it's gonna feel like this.
Well, yeah, you're manifesting it.
Well,
What
exactly.
whatever you're saying to yourself, it's gonna come forth.
Absolutely. Which is
Uh,
why I've changed the mantra and I've
mhm,
sought therapy and working through that now. And I'm realizing that in this specific moment in time, it feels like the way I can describe it, a season of stillness,
mm,
which is a great album name.
mhm,
Who
mhm.
knows? I don't know.
It's gonna
But
be the next song,
I love that because I've literally had to stop,
right?
rest, and look within myself for the
Mhm,
answers. And here's the thing that I'm realizing is that I'm not just a singer, not just an actor, as you point me out to be. I When it comes down to it, I am a creative storyteller.
mhm.
I tell stories, and I just want to do that in any capacity that I can and help leave a lasting impact, a positive lasting impact on the world.
Of course.
That is my purpose right now,
Mm,
forever. I don't know. For right now, that's what it is. And that's resonating with me more than ever. And
right.
with doing this podcast thing, I'm realizing, okay, cool. Maybe I don't have to be on stage performing in front of hundreds of people and them screaming and yelling out every single lyric of that I've written, which would be great, like a
Mhm,
rock star moment.
mhm.
Maybe I can explore an avenue of connecting with people through my voice by sitting here and sharing stories, which we're doing right now.
Which is very, very much needed. Yes.
Yes. And I think in some ways you need an outlet like this.
Mhm.
I need an outlet like this. And other people who are listening need a place to feel safe and where they can
Definitely.
express themselves.
Definitely.
So,
Yeah. I know we talked a bit in the last episode about what you're going through in terms of your voice.
mhm.
Do you want to give a kind reminder for this episode of what's
Yeah.
kind of going on, like what this year has been, what
Yes.
last year has been, what kind of led you to like your current situation right now?
Yeah. Okay. So, July of 2022, I sort of, after like weeks of gigging and like I was doing everything last year.
That's
And I was doing
ridiculous.
everything
You
in
were so
2022.
busy. Yeah.
Literally, I was doing voiceover, I was doing live streaming, I was live gigging. I was taking on meetings. Like I try to do everything as possible because I was panicking because at the beginning of the year it was a slow start, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm not making any money. I don't have a job, and like
Right.
gigs weren't coming in as often." And so when something would come, I'd be like, "Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, do it." And the bank account would rise, and I'd be like, "That's great." But then as that was happening, my body was like deteriorating, I guess you could say. So when July had came around of 2022, mind you, I was gigging also weekly at like a hotel in Laguna Beach, and
Right.
playing outside. It was beautiful views. I don't have any regrets in doing that. But I just noticed, I was like, wait a second, that doesn't sound right. It didn't feel like pain or anything. I want to stress that I'm not in pain. It just, as a singer, as a performer, you're like, wait, hold on, that
Was it
note
like a
didn't quite click.
feeling, or was it like you just couldn't hit certain?
I just couldn't hit certain notes, and it felt like I had to give more of an effort just to push out sound.
Right.
And for any singers out there, you just know, like, why is me just literally like singing one phrase of a song feeling like 1,000 times
Right.
difficult?
Harder.
Yes. So at that time, like July, I noticed something, but I didn't mind it. I was just like, okay, cool. Maybe I'm just like, fatigued. And we all get fatigued.
Yeah.
Athletes get tired. They take a rest, they come back. But here's the thing. Here's the kicker. My voice has not come back 100% since then. I would say that like since then, like it's moved up, but very slowly, gradually. I'm in therapy right now, both therapy. Speech therapy.
Speech therapy or voice therapy?
Speech therapy and voice therapy, and then also like therapy.
Okay.
Because you need best of both worlds. So I just I noticed that I wasn't able to hit certain notes, and I kind of brushed it off. And it wasn't until like August, so the next month, that I went to go see my vocal coach, and she was like, "Yeah, maybe you might have some nodules or some polyps there." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's the worst
Would
thing."
you need to get like surgery for that? Like if you had nodules or polyps?
If you have those things, you could, depending on how damaged it could be. So it did feel like, holy shit.
Do they scrape it out from like?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
As far as I know, I don't need surgery right now. But like, so I saw my voice therapist, my vocal coach, who I've been working with since 2008.
Right.
So she knows my voice more than anyone next to me, and she was like, "Maybe you have some polyps or something. We need to get you to an ENT, which is an ear, nose, and throat doctor." And I was like, that's terrifying because doctors freak me out. And so from then on, from like August through December, I was in search of an ENT. And we can unpack this on another episode, but the American healthcare system is fucking shit.
So stupid.
It is so annoying. I'm getting really loud, Solomon. I'm so sorry. Just really expressive and mad. But it's ridiculous. It's absolutely stupid and dumb that I have to go through a primary care physician to find me a specialist in that thing. Like, why? And mind you, this is going on a rant now. It took like 6 to 8 weeks for them to find me someone. And the first time they assigned me one, they were like, "Oh yeah, you're going to pick this one." And I'm like, "Okay, great." I call. It was a pediatrics one. It was for kids. And I'm like, I'm not 18 or younger. I can't do that. My voice is going crazy.
Maybe you sounded 18 or younger.
Touche. Fuck you. I'm just kidding. No.
That's a compliment, I guess.
Thank you. I can, voiceover actor. No, but like, and then it was just so stressful because I was like, I just want to get better. I want to be able to do the thing that I love because frankly, that's the only thing that puts the money on the table. Like that's the only way I made a living was through like gigging and doing music and live streaming. And like when I wasn't able to do that, it felt like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? So December came around and I paid out of my own pocket some ENT office down here in the street, like here in the city. And again, out of pocket. And they took a look at my cords. And for the first time I saw like the camera, it's kind of gross, but the camera went up my nose and I got to see what my cords look like.
That's kind of cool.
And they were bright red.
Inflamed? Oh, shit.
Inflamed. And I learned that I have acid reflux. I didn't know that.
Okay, hold on. Acid reflux affects your voice? I just thought it was like the esophagus and you get heartburn.
It does, but you think about it because your esophagus, like everything that goes like through your mouth,
Yeah,
your cords as well. So if there's acid coming up through your esophagus, that's going to hit your cords. That's going to deteriorate your cords.
Oh.
So that's a hard lesson, folks, that I learned. So I immediately I had to give up chocolate. I couldn't eat spicy foods anymore. So I felt like,
Right.
I mean, not to be dramatic and an actor, but I was like, oh my God, I'm dying. Like, what the fuck? Like, it just felt so. I
Like a
was,
sudden lifestyle change.
yeah, absolutely. And then now I'm on medication. Like, I have to take meds. Like, who am I? I'm 32. But, and it was like a wake up call that, like, holy shit, this is something serious. So right after that, they finally got me an ENT, and that's the person I've been seeing now. And we do my last screening. They looked at my cords, and after I've been on the medication and watching what I eat and stuff and be more mindful of how I use my voice, like my cords aren't as red anymore.
Oh, that's
They didn't find any polyps, they didn't find any nodules or anything. And like I'm told that I don't have to have any surgery or anything like that. Thank God.
right.
Because I mean, you talk about a lot of these singers and stuff who had vocal surgery, Adele, like a lot of people out there who have this moment where they're like a primal part of their career and then they have to stop because it's just not healthy. And so I've been in that treatment. I've taken voice therapy. I have a speech pathologist.
Right.
Shout out to Aaron, my my speech therapist, who's literally just taking me under her wing and help me gain that strength back into just simply using my voice. Because I will tell you, the beginning of 2023, my voice was like, "Hi, what? Yeah,"
No.
and it was
Like prepubescent boy.
yeah. And I literally thought that I was like, "Oh, this is puberty part 2." So maybe it is. I don't know. Like, next year I'd be like, maybe lock them doors and turn the lights down low. Like, will I sound, I don't know, 20 octaves lower? I don't know. But yeah, I've been in that treatment since. Do I feel 100% better? No. Is it 100% back, my voice? No. But we are closer than we were before. And yeah, just to wrap that all up, it's been really taxing and hard and emotionally, mentally draining.
For sure. For sure. How does this affect your essentially your work life? Like it was your main source of bread and butter. Like how in 2023 it's been extremely hard for you, but how has this impacted your gigs? How has this,
Well,
just in general, like live streaming, you're doing it less now, but like
yes, at one point
yeah.
I had to stop live streaming. I had to stop gigging. Now I gig and do live streaming, but I just don't do it as much as I did before.
Right.
Because just to give again more context, like I would live stream from like 8:30 p.m. to 3 in the morning. That's
Oh,
like I don't know
wow.
how many hours. That's a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Then I'd wake up, I'd do voiceover auditions, voiceover jobs, and then maybe later that night I'll do a gig. And then later on I'll be recording. Like I just did so much and it was so much on my voice. And it's no wonder when my voice is like, hold up, we've been going through so much.
Yeah.
Like, of course we're gonna be tired. But it's just been just a whirlwind of just trying to balance finding ways to make
For
money
sure. For sure.
in this day and age. You have to have like 20,000 hustles and a half these days, right?
Yes, you have to have like multiple part-time jobs.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's why I'm grateful to have my part-time job plus this new remote
Mhm.
job and stuff because it's just extra money on the table.
Yeah, definitely.
But essential. It sucks when the very thing that you feel like you've been given, the one thing that makes you happy, just imagine whatever it is that you're passionate about, like that was just taken away from you. That's what it feels like.
Would you say that this has impacted your mental health? Like,
Yes.
I mean, it's a given, but let's deep dive into it.
Absolutely it
Like,
has.
you know, how has that been for you mentally? Like, do you find yourself some days just it's so dark you can't? Yeah.
Yeah. There are times when I'll sit at the piano and try to sing a
Mm.
song and like the simplest of notes that used to be so easy that I can't
Yeah.
even belt out would just frustrate me and I would give up. And I'd say, fuck it.
Same with your favorite songs, like.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. And to this day, there's still some certain songs that I just can't sing. Um, or I have to like change the key or something.
right, right.
And it's so weird because I never had to do that before. I never had to like, I don't know. It sounds so pretentious to say, but I never had to try so hard
Mm,
to make noise, to speak
right.
up. But now I feel like I have to give like 1,000 times the effort just to be heard. Just to let my own mental psyche be
Yeah,
heard. It's not
yeah.
necessarily like being heard by an audience, enough for me to sound good enough that I can be like, "Okay, yeah, that's good."
So that you can
But
actually express
so that I
yourself.
can actually express myself. That is the
Mm,
yes, because there's a block there
yeah,
when I'm
this.
not able to like freely be me
Yeah,
on a stage or in performance because I'm busy, like my body is not able to get there,
for sure.
or I have to find different ways to get there. And it's just been such a challenge, albeit it's gratifying in some ways, but
Mm-hmm.
really a lot of the times it's just lonely, it is sad, it is depressing, and I go down a really bad road and just spiral.
Do you feel like this affects your confidence in certain situations? Like say you booked a gig and
Mhm.
you get to the gig.
Mhm.
Do you ever find that like you're so nervous you can't give your 100%?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
For
Like
sure.
my last gig, thankfully it was in a setting where I could just sing in just
Mm-hmm.
falsetto and have it be very like calming.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to buzz my way through that. But if it was like on a stage and I had to belt, oh God, no. That would have just be the death of me, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
because I get so in my head. And it's just like a singer's thing, like, or a performer's thing. Like when you sound, you crack like on stage, it's
Mm-hmm.
just, it doesn't sit
Yeah.
well. You want to fix it.
Yeah.
And usually I'm able to correct it right then and there, but it takes, again, so much more effort
Mm-hmm.
to fix it in that
Yeah.
moment.
Definitely. You know that clip that Solomon had pulled up, the Tiny Desk performance? I remember
Yes.
that day because
Oh,
you were you had wanted to give 100% and we had like 10 takes. 10
yeah.
takes. Oh, Michael.
Oh, I'm not crying. I'm
Okay.
teary eyed.
But
No, like I go ahead.
yeah,
Maybe I am crying. I don't know. Go ahead.
but we had 10 takes cuz of like, you know, at one point you would give two of your best performances and you still felt like it wasn't enough. Still felt like it wasn't your best. And
Yeah.
then as we went towards the end, your voice started cracking and then you started like getting so viscerally upset and like
And you
we had to
saw it,
stop. Yeah,
and
we
you could
had to
probably
stop.
watch that clip. Go watch the clip, folks.
Oh, I
You'll
have the
see.
outtakes. We can play that too. I'm just
Great. See, blackmail. No, but you can see the frustration that I have in my face. And
Mhm.
out of all of the takes, that was the most sufficient one. I'm not proud of
Yeah.
it, but I posted it more so like he looks great there. But the sound is not where I want it to be. I didn't want to sound like that. But I think for me, I wanted to post it because I wanted to say it's sort of me acknowledging to the universe, like,
Mhm.
okay, I may not be 100% here, but this is where I am. I'm going to accept it for what it
Mhm.
is. And I will not only accept it, but I will release it and share it because that's where I am.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And a part of me, there was a glimmer of hope that I thought maybe this could permeate the for the tiny desk people to see,
Mhm.
because they see somebody who is struggling with their own voice and just literally trying to squeeze whatever sound they can
Yeah.
to get on there.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
Yeah. I just remember the last take, like when you were saying the line, when you're saying sometimes, like that word sometimes, and it's in a higher note, like you cracked and then you stopped and you like were like, no,
yeah,
done, no,
yeah,
can't.
yeah,
But yeah,
'cause it was ugly.
How does it feel looking at this right now for you?
that's deep, Solomon.
Fuck. um, Bittersweet. I'd say more bitter. I just was not in a good place then. Um, what was it, like February? I don't know, like spring or whatever it
Oh, this
was.
was like late February, early spring.
Yeah,
Like I had
whenever
just
this
gotten
was.
laid off and we had a ton more time, and so yeah, we
I
were
was
just
I was just so motivated to to make content,
yeah.
and for me to not sound as great as I know I could have, that was so frustrating
Mhm.
because it would reverberate all of the thoughts I had in my head, which was, you don't sound good enough.
Mm.
You don't, it sounds horrible. You keep cracking and stuff. And I mean, you probably can't read on my face there, but I was trying my hardest to stay in the story of the song and stuff. So when I'm watching this, it's just, it feels like 90% bitter, 10% sweet. I didn't like that. And
Mm.
in some ways, if I could, I would delete it. But I said to myself, no, Michael, we're posting this regardless of what
Yeah.
we sound like, because it's an
Yeah.
acknowledgement of that's just where we were. And that's where we were. That's where I was that day.
Mhm.
And that's the raw sound from that exact take
Mhm.
in that garage where I sang my single sometimes.
Yeah.
That takes strength. And I
Does.
have to imagine also there's a sense of accomplishment with that too.
It's true.
Yes.
True.
Yes. I'm proud. I'm proud of the work that I've created this year and up to this very point. I think it's taking me some time to accept, the cards that I've been dealt
Mhm.
with,
Mhm.
and just really embracing where I am in my life. And I'm more content than I was before
Yeah.
with all the trials and tribulations that have been thrown at me this year. Like, I'm still so confused, still just
It's
as
okay.
still just as like
Yeah.
panicky about like where the next paycheck's going to come from, but I'm
Mm.
so like grateful that I get to sit here, that I'm
Right.
breathing, that I'm alive, and I'm able to share these stories in any way that I can. I'm honestly just like grateful that I have a voice to share.
Very true. Well, I'm proud of you. I just want to say that I'm proud of you. Despite everything that you've gone through in the last 2 years, like, and your breaking point earlier this year, like, I'm very, very proud of you, for finding your voice, finding that little light inside of you, and moving forward.
Thank you. I appreciate
Of course.
that.
But yeah, we're here now. We're doing this podcast. This is the future. What does it look like for you now?
What does what does what look like for me now? The future?
What are your like hopes and dreams for your voice now? Let's look on the bright side.
Well, I would hope that like I will be able to have the ability one day to get back on stage and sing my heart out again and
Mhm.
go through
Mhm.
sing an entire song without
Right.
feeling like I'm out of breath and stuff. There's still so many dreams I want to accomplish. I would still love to be in a Broadway show. I would
Mhm.
still love to be in a regional production of like a musical or
For
something.
sure.
I still want to tour. There's so many things I want to do. And I'm realizing that despite being fucking 32 years old,
Mhm.
I still have the world ahead of me. There's still so much fucking time.
Yeah.
And I
32 is young,
listen,
bro.
I know I'm not like, I'm just
We're
being,
not that
I'm really
old.
just like, I'm just really drawing it out just for dramatic effect. But no, I think there's this idea that I have in my head that I'm like not successful or not accomplished
Mhm.
enough because I haven't um, garnered the success that I have in my
For
mind. And
sure.
when I think of success, which is not the greatest way to look at success in monetary value, I'm realizing despite that, like
Mhm.
there's so much that I've gained just in my own life.
Right.
Like I have better um, self awareness. I'm much more
Very
love for
true.
myself.
Yeah.
It takes people screwing you over and fucking walking out of your life to
Mm.
realize how fucking powerful you are and how much strength that we
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
when dealt with cards like that.
You're stepping into your authentic power.
That,
Yes, that's
that,
what's happening. Even you have to go through the shitstorm to get here.
yes.
So,
Literally a storm outside.
yeah. But
But
yeah.
I'm just gonna keep trekking, and
Sure.
and right now this is where I feel like my inner compass is pushing me towards. So I'm just gonna keep riding that wave, and we'll see what happens next.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
How do you feel now? This has been like a
This is like therapy part 2.
It's
My
stream
gosh,
of
and Solomon over here with it, like, how did that make you feel? I'm like, okay,
I love it.
intervention much?
Oh,
No.
Our producer's amazing.
He's a great producer, and I'm glad that you chimed in and asked, because there was, a pivotal moment that was happening
I
there.
was
thank
trying to
you.
get
And I
he-
really
he's
wanted to
getting me
know. I really
too.
wanted to know because, just you guys have to understand. I sit here and listen to this story with you, and I want to
True.
know, and I want to see your journey coming back. And
Mm.
and I feel sort of fortunate to see you not at a point where you're fully healed, but you're
Mm.
still on your way, and seeing that optimism,
Mm.
seeing the pain, seeing just the anticipation, all of that stuff. I mean, that's part of it too. And I want to be part of that. So that's why I love this job.
Man,
Oh,
Solomon.
God. See, now we're all in our feelings. And with that, any other questions?
That's it, Michael. Like, you went through the 7 rounds of emotions during this podcast. But
5 stages of grief as well.
oh yeah, that's what it was.
7 emotions. Yeah. Yeah, and I think just what I want to leave with is just reminding, our sign off, which
Mhm.
is that you have a story that is worth telling, and a voice that's
Worth sharing.
worth sharing, and we're always gonna echo that in any way that we can, because it's super important. And listen, I truthfully don't know if I'll ever be back at 100% vocal wise. But I have a voice right now that I'm able to use, and I'm grateful and
Yeah.
thankful for it. So I'm going to use it as much as I can. So, and in turn, other things become vessels for
Mm-hmm.
that voice.
You're still a vessel. You're still a singer. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah.
Thank you. Love you.
Aw, love you too. Oh, now I'm gonna get into my feels. Let's sign off this episode.
You want to sign off? It's right there.
Oh,
Little camera.
I
Why are you looking
don't
at the
want
camera like? Fine, I'll do it. Since
let's do
I
it.
started it. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. I know we went a little bit over, but who cares? Because it's important things were happening, and it's super important that we share them. So thank you for listening to this episode of the Finding Your Voice podcast. My name is Michael.
And I'm Ronnie.
And remember that you have a story worth telling.
And a voice worth sharing.
Please check out all of our social medias wherever. They're going to be posted somewhere here. You'll find it. It will be superimposed if you don't know where that is. Anyway, but yes, we'll see you in the next episode. And now we're just doing an awkward wave to the camera. Shout out to Solomon for calling the shots here as always.
And also check out Michael's single
oh,
sometimes on YouTube.
not just YouTube, it's on Spotify, Tidal, all of the streaming platforms.
Yeah, just search
It's
sometimes
one
by
of-
Michael Barnum.
There you go.
Yes,
But
yes.
specifically Spotify, because I think
It's one of his best singles.
Thank you.
So please give him a lot of love and support.
Thank you so
All right.
much, y'all.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.